Yeah, right. Well, yeah, cause yeah.
So growing up, were you a fan of wrestling, or did you get was that something you got into as you got a little older? How did that come about?
When I grew up, believe it or not, didn't even watch wrestling. You know what I watched? Roller derby.
Old school.
Because in the Bay Area, man, roller derby was bigger than back in the 70s. Roller derby was much bigger than wrestling.
Right.
Right.
And and so I watched a little bit of wrestling, but I was Rocky Johnson, Haystack Calhoun's, the Crippler Ray Stevens. I remember guys like that. Of course, the Rocky Johnson was my favorite, the Rock's father,
Right.
and I just didn't follow it. I didn't, and then I kind of just fell into it. I wasn't a wrestling fan.
Oh wow. Hmm.
So when you got into it, what was the first thing that really caught your eye and really made you think you could make a profession and career out of this?
When somebody told me Bam Bam Bigelow made $1 million that year, and
Mm.
that's all I needed to hear. I'm like, oh shit, I'm as crazy as these boys. I'm as tough as these guys. I'm probably stronger than most of them. So they were filming a movie out here called Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone. It was an arm wrestling movie. I don't know if you guys remember that or not.
Yeah,
Lot of
I
guys.
do. I'm the oldest one of the group, so I remember. I remember of it.
Good movie, man. Well, a lot of
Yeah.
those guys were wrestlers in that parts in that movie, and I was a manager bartender of a strip club in Las Vegas, and this is like 80, 84 or so, 85, and the dude's like, you should become a wrestler. I'm like, I don't want to do that phony ass wrestling. That was my approach because I was a hardcore like biker type of dude, and they told me Bam Bam made that money. I made a call. They do told me at Larry Sharp's Monster Factory in New Jersey. He says if you fly yourself out here, we'll put you up in a room because back then you couldn't Polaroid pictures and there was no cell phones and that shit back then. Oh, excuse
Right.
me, that's back then.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just remember his eye. This time I'm 330, just big, just power lifter, and I mohawk, and I get off the plane, and he looks at me, and he's just I can see his face. Maybe 1 year after that, from that date, I was wrestling in Jerry Lawler in Memphis, Tennessee.